Hi there, friends. This is Bill C., the BanGOREmet. I used to be known as the Bangor Horror Examiner. However, this week, the Examiner has closed its doors for good. So from now on, I'll be doing my horror reviews right here on this channel. Today's review comes to us from Synapse Films. The movie is called Just Desserts. It's the making of Creepshow, and if you're a horror fan, I have no doubt in my mind that you know what Creepshow is. And the thing with Just Desserts is, this documentary, made in 2007, will prove to you that no matter how many times you've seen Creepshow or how well you think you know the movie, you don't know everything. This movie is jam-packed full of information, interviews, behind-the-scenes footage. For instance, I did not know that Galen Ross and Ted Danson were crack-ups on the set, but they were overshadowed with their jokes by Leslie Nielsen, who used to bring his fart box everywhere, including to the restaurant when the cast and crew were trying to eat dinner. He would prank the waitress, and he did it deadpan as usual. Apart from the movie itself, the documentary also includes a full feature commentary with the director and editor, Michael Felsher, as well as a full commentary with interviews with people like the prop master, the special effects assistant, and even actors like John Amplis, who played the Father's Day segment costumed zombie. Also included is Creepshow Days, which is an interview with the director of photography, Michael Gornick, as well as extended interviews that were cut from the film because of time. This way you've got the full extended interviews with director George A. Romero, with special effects guru Tom Savini, and Bernie Wrightson, the artist who did the comic book adaptation of the film. You've also got Behind the Screams, which is video footage that Tom Savini was shooting behind the scenes of the film. And it's pretty evident that he was not too happy to work with those roaches in that one scene. Another one of my favorite special features on the disc is called Horror's Hallowed Grounds, in which Sean Clark tracks down all the locations where horror films were shot. And he does a good job finding the locations for Creepshow. There was maybe one he couldn't get into, but he explains why on the disc. And my favorite part of it would be the special guest he has, Tom Atkins himself. And I find that especially great because when I met Stephen King's son, Joe, who played Billy in the movie, he told me that him and Tom Atkins had gotten along so well that they quickly became pen pals right after filming, and that to this day, they are still pen pals. So it was good to see them shooting the shit outside the house where they filmed the movie, and I'd love to see more of that kind of stuff in the future. Also on the disc is something that reminded me of one of those old Entertainment Tonight shows. It was from 1982. It seems like it's a local TV entertainment show called Evening Magazine, where they visit the set and talk with a bunch of the filmmakers. And that was a really good watch too, just to see another take on behind the scenes. And last but not least, the piece de resistance. The reason you're going to go out and buy the Synapse version of Just Desserts today is the fact that there is Scream Greats Volume 1 in its entirety. Now this is Tom Savini's, I guess what you'd call a video adaptation or companion to his book Grand Illusions, where he shows you how he did a bunch of the special effects throughout his career. But Grand Illusions is great. I've got the book autographed. But Scream Greats Volume 1, produced by Fangoria Magazine, goes and shows you step-by-step details. So it's amazing. I used to have it on VHS, and it got worn out from being watched so many times that I went and bought it on Laserdisc. Yeah, I bought that the day I bought Return to Horror High and the special edition Phantasm, which included Don Coscarelli's autograph and Angus Scrimm's autograph, and I believe it came with a gold-plated CD of the soundtrack. Needless to say, I wasted a lot of money at Suncoast that day. I wound up giving the discs to a special effects makeup friend of mine just recently for a birthday present. He still uses Laserdiscs, so better luck to him, I guess. Anyway, that's not all. Apart from having Scream Greats on the disc, there's also a very recent commentary by Tom Savini himself. This is the reason that Synapse deserves your money for this disc. Apart from jam-packing this disc with everything they can, so full, apart from everything you could ever want to know about Creepshow, everything, they add on top of that a brand new commentary by Tom Savini doing his movie, Scream Greats Volume 1. I tell you, this is a phenomenal release from them, and it just goes to show that the name Synapse Films just means quality. Now, Creepshow came out in 1982, and I was but 13 years old when it came out, so I never did get to see it in the theater in its initial run. I remember the trailers always telling me it would be the most fun I would ever have being scared. I had to wait till my next-door neighbors brought it home from the video stores until I finally got to see it. But I did actually get to see it on the big screen fairly recently. In 2011, fellow BanGORean Stephen King decided to host a contest on his radio station, WKIT. And on Halloween night that year, I got to go see it at the Bangor Cinemas, and they gave us a goodie bag filled with candy and a random hardcover Stephen King book. Incidentally, I got 4 past midnight. But the main thing was I got to watch that movie on the big screen. What a blast it was. Well, definitely go out and buy Just Desserts. You will not be disappointed. Until next time, this is the BanGORemet. Hasta.